Hello guys, NautoAce here, and this will be a follow-up on my short video on my main channel, which is called Xbox Series S in the Wild, as well a response to Reviewtechusa on it's hard to get the current console, the PS5, Xbox Series X, and maybe to some extent the Series S. But the response is, and like I said, if you notice on that video, I actually took that like a couple of days before at my local Walmart, and you can see it. There's a lot of Xbox Series S. So for people who don't know what that is, so what Xbox Studio did, they have two SKUs. There's the Series X and the Series S. So if you want the full optimized experience, you go with the X because it goes like beyond 4K resolution, plus you can actually play your physical games. The Series S is a low-end power, but still good. You can go 4K, and the same power to some extent with the Series X, but it's all digital. And the thing is, at some point in 2021 Black Friday, believe it or not, the Xbox Series S was the most sold console, because if you're hardcore into gamers, you're not gonna probably get the S because you want that physical ability, especially if you have those physical games, play on the Series X, especially if it has boost mode. So a response to Reviewtechusa is that he said that in 2022 to some extent, and even it could be 2023, is that if you're trying to get a PlayStation 5 or a Series X, you're probably gonna have a hard time because they still have the chip shortage. From what I understand, they are starting to produce more, but kind of like what Reviewtechusa said, what's the first important thing to do? What's the priority when trying to order those chips? Something that benefits the world. Medical system, medical equipment, automobile, telephones, because those are to some extent a necessity item. Console, no, because you can get an alternative. There's Steam, there's Stadia, there's Luna, there's emulator, there's mini console, there's gaming watches, you can get a refurbished 3DS. So the bottom line is, there is alternative to playing video game. You don't need to play souped up badass console, but you just want it because you want to be part of the group. Understandable, but the bottom line is, video game console as of right now in 2022 and beyond, to some extent, is just a luxury. They're not a necessity, so that's why. So the follow-up really is that for me personally, when I looked at the Series S, I'm even thinking for myself is that, first of all, I'm a PlayStation supporter. I know the Sony crap and censorship, but again, spade of spades, they still have games that I like. I like Japanese game. I like my anime, waifus, fan service game. And Sony always has those to some extent than Xbox. And then, of course, Nintendo, because I grew up with Nintendo. I always see personally myself Nintendo console, even the Switch, as my secondary console, and hopefully in the long run with Nintendo they'll embrace trophy achievement system base, but that's a different story there. However, when it comes to the Xbox, I did tell the story in the past that I wasn't even planning to get an Xbox One, because as of right now all I have is the original VCR, the all-in-one dot matrix vision Xbox One. I did not upgrade to the Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Xbox SAT, whatever. I still have the 1080p Xbox and I still play games. So I got no problem with it. And I mostly play, like I said, Switch and PlayStation. The reason why I have an Xbox One in the first place, I bought it off from a friend who he thought it was good, but he had some buyer's remorse. So I said, you know what? Let me buy it from you. Let me, deal with this. Because the guy probably preferred PlayStation than Xbox. But, it is what it is there. So I said, let me buy it for you. So I didn't get in a store. I got it from a friend. So when it comes to the Series S, one is, as of right now, to some extent, it's easy to get. Second, I don't play a lot of Xbox games that much. I do play some, but not so much. Like I said, I'm more a PlayStation guy. So for me, push comes to shove, and of course, you know what happened with Phil Spencer. He just bought Activision Blizzard. So, and if he's trying to push it at Game Pass, now at this point, and I'm sorry to say, it's starting to make more sense. Like, even I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to pay for the console version, $15 a month, and hopefully they have like an annual one so you can save money. But I don't know if they do not. I don't follow. But the Game Pass, as of right now, with Blizzard Activision on their catalog, it's starting to make more sense. So, of course, in the future, you can play Spyro on Game Pass. Crash. Maybe they'll do a free-to-play casual Candy Crush on the console. Again, you know, remember, Phil Spencer's using Papa Microsoft's money so they can do whatever. That makes more sense. And I'll probably just going to keep my Xbox One as an alternative if I want to play some physical games. Because, first of all, it's a low end. $300. Xbox Series X is like $500. So, again, you know, $100 difference. Maybe in the long run. I did post it on Twitter. I know it sounds stupid, but, you know, option is good, as what Phil Spencer say. Maybe in late 2022, maybe in 2023, for the Series S, is to have an optional, and that's the keyword I just said, optional external disk drive. You plug it into your Series S so you can play physical game if you want to. It's like, why? Why not just buy a Series X? Why do you want that option? Well, hear me out. First of all, option, that's a keyword. Second is, maybe someone can't afford a Series X in one go. Maybe they want to optimize their experience on parts. So maybe he has $300 at 1 month. Okay, now he has the main system, the Series S. So he'll pay a while, free game, digital game, whatever. Then they say, well, boy, I have this physical game for my past console, the Xbox One 360. I don't want to plug my multiple Xbox console on one TV. It's too much of a hassle. Yes, some people have that belief, option, opinion. You know, don't judge him for that. Maybe in the long run, he saves enough money. Maybe this external optional disk drive be $250, $200. Maybe it'll be $299 as well. So, I mean, whatever. But not in one go. Maybe in the long run. Maybe he's ready to amp up his or her experience. Then there's the option. Plug it in. Now you can play this version on the Series S with an optional external hard drive. Again, they're casual, but they don't want to chip a lot of money in. You know, shell out a lot of money. Why not? So hopefully, maybe that Phil Spencer in the long run in 2022 and 2023, he will do it. For the casual that doesn't want to or doesn't need a full experience in one go, maybe in increments. Just saying there. But time will tell if they're going to do it, because they kind of like bug him. And the reason why I said an external disk drive, because they have done this before, believe it or not, with the Xbox 360 HD DVD. Yes, it was part of the HD era where Sony was Blu-ray. They created, that's their invention, the Blu-ray. So Microsoft said, well, we're not going to support our competitor, Sony. We'll team up with somebody who's against Sony. So Toshiba with the HD DVD. So I even bought myself an HD DVD, which only plays HD DVD movies. Yeah. And you connect it to the 360, and there you go. It has its own power. Why not? That's why I keep saying an external disk drive. Maybe in the long run, Phil Spencer, but do I hope he'll do it? Probably not. Because the idea of the Series S is it's an ultimate machine for Game Pass. That's it. But for me personally, I'm even somebody who's in tune to the video game industry, who at one point I kind of said, I want to get a Series X so I can play those disc game, boost mode on 4K with my disc, physical games. But after looking at theirs, and if you notice on the video, it has, I guess, some digital code for freebie stuff for Fortnite and Rocket League. back in game to some extent. I mean, granted, those two games are free to play, but some, V dollars or whatever they call that. Again, there you go. So I'm starting to incline for someone who's into the video game business to get a Series S. Series S, Game Pass, good internet, which I do. There you go. You're sold. And you might say, well, I can't afford that. Well, potato situation. Sorry if you can't. But that's what Phil Spencer is saying. That's why he's pushing Game Pass. Because it just makes more sense than buying physical game to a point that even in my household, oh my gosh, I live with people. That's why I'm running out of space to a point that I have to just put them away. And, yikes. So you guys see what I'm trying to get there. So that eliminates the physical games and just go with Game Pass. It makes more sense. And remember, there's a rumor that Sony's doing it with Project Spartacus, what they call it. And if that's successful, I wouldn't be surprised in the long run. A lot of people said it, including Xander, who I follow on YouTube, basically said, maybe in 10 years, 20 years, console's going to be all digital to a point that you don't even need a console. All you need is an app, powerful internet, and a controller. Yes, I mean, I'm no fogey, so it scares me. But at the same time, it's changing. Whether you like it or not, changing is there. And sometimes change is good. Whether you like it or not. Just saying there. So yeah, that's my response to Reviewtechusa. I follow up on that video that even myself is starting to incline just to get a Series S, even if Phil Spencer's not going to do an external optional disk drive, because I have enough digital game that's going to entertain me with the boost mode. Especially I got it for cheap, Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360, because yes, a lot of people said with the boost mode, believe it or not, for whatever reason, the game is now more playable, surprisingly. So yeah, that's my thoughts, and with that, I'll see you guys later.